is Nathan. It is Sunday, and it is September the 20th, I believe. I am almost 20 months on testosterone, and it has been a rough week. I lost a family member a couple of days ago, which was my uncle who I grew up with. Well, not grew up with, but he lived in my house with me when I was a teenager. And from the time I was like 12 to I reached adulthood, he stayed with my mom, and he suddenly passed away on Monday. And I was just in Cleveland with my family for my auntie and uncle's wedding, and that was good. But unfortunately, I had to take another trip back to Cleveland to attend his funeral, and that was hard. That was yesterday. So, what's new? Well, I feel okay today. I guess I got a headache, and my eyes are a little tight. And that's my wife. You want to say hi? Huh? Wave to the camera. You can just dip your head in and wave to the camera. Oh. You can't see your face. Yeah, I'll take one. And that was my wife who just decided to pop up because she's cooking dinner for the kids because it's Sunday and it's time for them to go to PED. So what's going on with me so far? I'm not feeling too good today, y'all. My head hurts so bad. I'm out of my regular blood pressure pills. I can't pick them up till the 22nd. So I broke a bottle of cologne last week in my bag, and I lost all my pills because they got drenched in cologne. So I'm taking just a 25 milligram of hydrochlorothiazide. My pills is actually a 25 milligram hydrochlorothiazide and trimethoprim. I believe that's how you pronounce the combination. But I'm out of those, so I just took my hydrochlorothiazide 25 milligrams that I got stashed in my drawer because I got a pharmacy. And I have a migraine. All of my kids are here getting ready for tomorrow, and it's going to be a long evening. I'm about to go cut hair when they're done eating and wash my daughter's hair and do her hair for school. So busy. But enough with the jibber jabber. What's new? So my wife started therapy last week, and that went really good for her. And actually went better than I thought it would, because it actually was just her intake appointment, but the intake personnel was also a therapist. So during her intake, she had a lot of insight on a lot of stuff that actually really, really, really helped. And it really changed things between us. I didn't think one day of not even therapy could make such a big difference. But I was optimistic. And it really did, because last week I was too through. But that's just my own mind, things going on. As far as us bringing someone else in that has been temporarily cut out of the picture, I did have someone that I was seeing and talking with, and I saw her last week, and my battery is going dead to my cell phone, but I saw her last week and we had a pretty good visit. But I realized that I wasn't really willing to continue it because it was going to distract us and it was going to take the focus off of mending and healing. So I kind of just broke that off. But how y'all like my hair? Poor hair is straight and my beard is growing and growing and growing. But anyway, so that's what was going on with our personal relationship. We bonded a lot, and I'm so surprised. But hey, prayer helps. We've been very prayerful, and we're going to start attending church because God has seen us through so many obstacles and so much that has came our way that we've been able to get through. So we're going to start going to church, especially with the kids. Life is so short, so we're just trying to live it. And we'll see what happens. But we're planning to move ASAP. Like phased out. So I gotta start working on that, but we're looking towards March, around my birthday, before my birthday, something like that. But transition issues wise, I am cut off of my prednisone, and the prednisone is a steroid that I've been on for my throat for months, 6 months to be exact. My body is not functioning pretty good without it, because my doctor tried to do like a plateau type of thing, like 4 pills here, 3, 2, half. But my body is like, no, dude, you've been taking this for so long, you need it. But I'm kind of having to go cold turkey off of it, so I'm not feeling well. I may look like I feel well, but I don't feel well at all. He said that it's just something so he don't want me to do so long term. He put me on an alpha beta blocker that I have yet to start. I'm going to start it this evening because I don't know the side effects, and I wanted to wait till it was later. So when it's time to wind down, I can just wind down and not risk having to do something early in the daytime and then risk not feeling good. So I already don't feel good. So I'm just going to wait till the evening, and I'm going to take that alpha beta blocker that he prescribed and see how that works. I discontinued the beta blocker that my hormone replacement doctor was giving me because I didn't feel right. And I know pills supposed to kick in, but sheesh, I didn't feel right. So I stopped it before I can even get attached to it. And I know I ain't supposed to do that, y'all. I'm so always trying to treat myself. My doctor threatened me that he would kick me out of the practice if I do that one more time. He doesn't like for me to self-treat. I do it a lot, and it's not recommended. You are not your own physician unless you have a PhD. I don't have one, but I tend to try to go with the flow of my body. And if I don't feel good, I don't keep taking the pill. I'm sorry. And I'll stop it. And sometimes if I feel good and something seems to be working and it's a small dose, I'll double dose. You shouldn't do that, but my blood pressure pills work really well. And I started double dosing, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, because in the evening time I notice my blood pressure fluctuates. Well, not fluctuate, but it raises because that pill wears off by the time the evening comes. So maybe I just needed a little bit more. But I called my physician's office. My physician's office never got back to me. So what did I do? I increased the dose myself and started doubling it up. And I actually felt really good doing that, y'all. But my doctor said, no. You don't need to take 2 of those. He said something in my levels can be too high, and he didn't want that to happen, so he said, I'm going to give you this beta blocker and take it, but do not self-treat. So I don't recommend self-treating, y'all. Don't do it. Because you might end up just sick. So I'm just all over the place. But as far as hormones is concerned, y'all know I did raise my dose on my own. But I have a GYN appointment next week. I have to see the gynecologist. Kitagawa in Cleveland is my surgeon. He's also the GYN, so he's going to be doing my hysterectomy. But I have started leaking endometrious fluid, and that wasn't nice because I've been in pain. And I was like, what the hell? But I got online and Googled, and sure enough, there's some FTM forums who greatly explain what's going on with the body. It's a buildup of fluid, and I kind of figured that because of the fact that we have ovaries, if you still have them, and we don't ovulate and get a period. And I noticed around my wife's cycle, even when we wasn't together, my body was still functioning as if I was getting a period, and I wasn't. So, and during a week of her cycle, I'm almost done, honey. During the week of her cycle, I noticed that I bloated up and I felt awful, but I was leaking out the fluid. And I got online and I Googled, and it said endometrial fluid is common with FTMs when you still have your ovaries because there's a buildup. When you're not releasing an egg, there's a buildup of fluid that has to come out the body. Sometimes it doesn't. Something like endometriosis and women who just have issues with their cycles and stuff. So that fluid just, and luckily for me, poured out. Poured out one morning, and I was freaked out. But I was in a lot of pain. A lot. And I started to go to the ER. But I don't want to go to the ER. Unless I really, really have to, because I don't like men between my legs. And no one between my legs for that matter. Why? Because I'm a man, and I was grossed out by it. But I don't recommend not going if you need to go because there can be serious issues. I also learned, which I knew already, that trans men are very at risk for ovarian cancer because lack of visits to the doctor and GYN appointments, ovaries, lack of having biological kids. Fortunately for me, I have 4, which gets me kind of like out of that range, but I'm still in that range. I don't know if that makes sense. Meaning, my risks are lesser because I had kids. So, but trans men are at risk for ovarian cancer because of, like I said, the lack of cycles, the lack of GYN appointments, and we still have our ovaries and the testosterone. So I always recommend if you're feeling some cramping, go to the doctor. Your doctor preferably that you normally see if you can, just to make sure that you're okay. Because ovarian cancer, if caught early in stages, it can be cured. And if it's caught later, it can take your life. And it's serious. So what I did was I made an appointment and I was like, I was going to go to the ER, but I didn't want to, so I made an appointment. Luckily for me, I got one pretty quick, and I'm going this week to see Kitagawa, so hopefully he'll take a look, and they'll do a vaginal ultrasound, so they can just make sure there's nothing in there going on that is really harmful, which is going to require something more serious. So I'm going to the doctor, and like I said, if you don't feel too good, you see something that's very abnormal, guys, go to the GYN because your life is your life is precious, and we work hard to become who we feel like we were meant to be, and we work hard to look the way we feel like we should. So you want to